Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear students, today we talk about the types of information system. So we have the types of information system. And this can be on the basis of management levels. So what are the management levels? Depending upon that, we say based on the management level. So if you are talking about the types of IS, information system, based on the management levels, then there are many. The first one is what is called as the strategic IS. Then there is the next one, which is called as the tactical IS. And then there is the third one, which is called as the knowledge IS. Okay, and then there is the fourth one, which is the operational IS. This is the levels I have already shown you, but here we got one more level, operational IS. We got one more level here, the knowledge IS. So we talked about the strategical IS, we talked about the tactical IS, we have talked about the strategic level, the tactical level, and knowledge level. Then the knowledge level is the addition here, okay, where we talk about, we will discuss them in detail. Then if we talk about on the basis of the functional area of management, so I will say the functional area. So then here we have the first one is the what's called as the marketing. So you have the marketing, which deals with the marketing IS. Then there is someone which deals with the finance. Okay, then there is the one which deals with the production. So this is the IS depending upon the functional area in a management. Okay, and then there is the HRM, human resource management. And the last criteria is on the basis of decision making. So what it is based on the decision making. So what are their information system on the basis of decision making? The first one is the transaction processing system, TPS. Okay, then we got the EIS. Okay, that is the execution information system, called EIS, or sometimes called ESS also. Okay, we call them the execution support system also, so it's sometimes called ESS also. So then there is your MIS, which is your actually the subject management information system. And then there is the DSS, the decision support system. Okay, we will talk about these guys in detail. So this is the types of IS overall. Now all of this, whatever here we have written, is something which helps an organization for decision making. Okay, because organizations rely on information system which allow for the processing and analysis of information. So if you see here, we got a TPS, we got EIS, we got MIS, we got DSS. All of them work on a particular level only. Depending upon the management level, they take up the decisions as per the level, or they have different departments, which is the functional areas. They all belong to an organization which have these management levels and which apply a particular decision making information system on that level. So what I'm saying is, let me discuss that in the next slide. If we mix up the things and actually draw our pyramid, okay, because we have the pyramid structure which we have seen the last time also, and now we see depending upon, one second, let me choose my pen. Why is it not writing? Okay, here we go. So if we are talking about a pyramid structure, for example here, then we got here the 4 paths, number 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first is your transaction processing system. Okay, you'll write it properly. Then we got here management information system. Then we got here decision support system, DSS. Okay, and we got here the executive information system, EIS, which is on a top level. Now you could see that strategic level, the tactical level, which we're talking about, and all them, they come up there. Because if you see the executive information system, it is on a strategic level, it's on a top level. So it's on a top level managers who will be employing this system. But if you say TPS, transfer processing system, this will be done by the low level managers, the workers, okay, in a company, the clerks, for example. Or if you have a college, the teachers, okay, which are actually applying this transaction processing system, which is, you know, daily work and wherever you are doing. So then we have a middle level managers, that's where management information system comes, and then again the middle level managers. Okay, this is actually between the middle and low level. Usually we have the 3 levels only, but here we have 4 levels. So MIS, which interacts here, is basically between the middle level and the low level managers, right? So this transaction processing system, which is at the operational level, at the worker level, on the bottom level, it is actually, you know, it deals with all the transactions daily, which all the time go into that company or organization and coming out of that. Now in a transaction processing system, we have what's called the acid test. We need to have follow the acid, where A means atomicity and C means consistency, okay, and I means isolation, and your D means durability. Okay, now what does this you have to apply on a transaction processing system all of this, because you have to make it reliable. Because you have your, for example, you are sending your money to someone, or you are doing some kind of any decision making on a daily routine in a company, what you do there. For example, in banking, you're sending some money to someone like that, so it's called a that's what it calls it. I'm doing transaction, and that has to follow the acid test. Okay, where first thing is the atomicity. In atomicity means that if you start a transaction, it should be, like we say, full or none, all or none. That means all the things in that what is called as this transaction should be completed in full, or it will roll back. If little bit it left out, it will roll back to 0. That means as if it has not been done. So you have to do it in entirety. So that's called atomicity. So if there is some glitches, something happens, so it doesn't happen half or like that. It has to happen as a full. Either, you know, your account, you are debited and other guy is credited, for example. But if there's some issue in between, it will roll back. Your account will get credited. What I'm saying is, if you are sending some money to A to B, okay, now when you send the money, you are debited here, but somehow the account of this B is not credited. So okay, so even though this account is A's account is debited, but B's account is not credited because there happened some network issue and whatever, or B's account has some problems. Now, because we believe in atomicity, that with the way we design the transaction processing systems is they are having atomicity. That means if it's not fully complete, in a fully complete, if it is debited, and it should be credited. If that doesn't happen, it will roll back. It will roll back to the original position, and this account is back credited by that amount. Okay, so the money is not lost in between. Do you understand? Say for example, you have produced a transaction, and then the power supply cut off from the B side, or the bank has some glitch and all, so it's not credited. The process is still in running, which is watching the B's account continuously, unless and until it's not credited. The B's account is not credited, the process is not over, the transaction process is not over, so we can roll back and credit back the account of A. So that's called atomicity. Now the second one is consistency. What consistency means is you are consistent with the rules. So whatever rules you have specified, we may have a lot of rules specified. Maybe we are dealing with the database, because we're talking database, you know, the database integrity constraints and all that. Those same all rules should apply. They should be they should be applied, and we should not have our system should follow those rules with consistency. Now what is isolation? And isolation means that for example, you are doing a transaction and you do again the same transaction, okay, but we will not for example, you are sending, again I'm telling you that you're sending a money to A to B, right? Now when we send A to B money, for example, okay, say you are sending some money to the A to B, and from your side the screen got some process, something happened, but you have actually clicked the send button. For example, there's a send button, you can send the money, and you have actually sent the money, but on your side screen goes off and something happens, and you thought कि अरे ये तो नहीं हुआ, I should do it again, so you start doing again. Okay, do you understand? Because you thought this is the same process, and but it is actually the two processes going on. So your transaction processing system will not take it as a one, will take each and every processing or each and every transaction as a separate entity. Okay, that's what's called as isolation, that it takes as isolated, because if it is two times done, it is two different transaction processes. Because in transaction we don't want to lose our knowledge or data or something, or like sometimes money, so therefore we see it as a different. Every time we do some, even we do the same process, same time, okay, if it is done two times, it will take as two different processes. That's what's called an isolation. So durability is that we build the transaction processing system in such a manner that it makes it sure that all the processes happen in entirety, that atomicity happens, okay. That is done by the process called durability. That's what we say as a durability, that our TPS are, these are the characteristics of basically of this transaction process system, that we say they are durable. That means it's not like that कि अभी हुआ तो कल नहीं हुआ, आज हो गया तो कल नहीं हो गया, not like that. It makes sure that they are robust systems and they work perfectly. ठीक है ना? अगर ऐसा नहीं होता तो फिर बैंकिंग कौन पैसे ऐसे बेचता, और हम एम पे वगैरह करते हैं, सो देन इट विल नॉट हैव बीन रिलायबल. सो द रिलायबिलिटी इज द की फॉर दीज systems. These happen, reliability happens because of these acid properties of the of our transaction processing systems. Now TPS is actually basically of two types. Either it is a batch processing, okay, or it is the real-time processing. So what is difference between the batch processing and the real-time processing? What we do is we have to do the transaction, we do a lot of transactions. For example, there is an enterprise company which has a huge number of firstly I say types of transactions, okay. So either it is a batch processing or it is a real-time processing. In a batch processing, for example, you have a big company, there are a huge number of transactions, so it is better to batch them together in a group and then send them later on later date, okay, or maybe later. That's called the batch processing, where we actually save that sending the transmission and all that, because we can send them together in a one batch, so that it becomes we don't have to send them individually like that. But in a real-time processing, we want to do it as quick as possible, because like I said, I want to send from A to B the money, right? I want that message to come quickly as possible, that your account is credited or your account is debited, okay. That message should come, that is transaction should complete and as quick as possible. In batch processing, we have first credit card transactions. In credit card, we know we have to, at a later date they will actually pay the bill, Okay, now we don't need, we're not in a hurry actually, so much of hurry, so that we can batch them together and do it आराम से करेंगे. लेकिन रियल टाइम में हम चाहते हैं कि अगर ट्रांजैक्शन हो, बस मतलब आपने एमपे से खरीदारी की और आप उसको भेज रहे हो, आप बाद में नहीं होगा ये, क्योंकि आप शॉपकीपर कहाँ वेट करेगा मेरा कि भाई मुझे पैसे आए, वो उसी वक्त देख रहा है कि मेरे पैसे आए कि नहीं आए, क्योंकि आपने उससे चीजें ली और आप गए, और हो सकता है कि आपने झूठ का किया था, तो वो वेट नहीं कर सकता ना. तो इसलिए रियल टाइम प्रोसेसिंग में उसी वक्त होना चाहिए, वरना मकसद ही नहीं निकलेगा. ठीक है ना. इफ वी फर्दर एक्चुअली elaborate of these systems and draw it in a proper diagram, I will show you how. We go to the next slide. Create a new slide here. Okay. Control V. Okay. Now here, as you could see, this is my major types of systems in organization. Now you see the levels, the mix up of all the things. Now this is the top level of the pyramid. Okay, which is just saying strategic level system, where I take the strategic decision. Then management level system, where the middle managers come in. Then the knowledge level system, because I told you the 4 levels here, which is knowledge level is between the middle level and the low level. And then there is the operational level, which is, we were talking about like transaction processing system, which is at the operational level. Okay, then there is the department sales and marketing, manufacturing, finance, accounting, human resources. These are all departments, and they all have the level called as operational level, where they work on an operational level. Okay, well, day-to-day operations happen, and they use the transaction processing system at that level. Like we have order tracking, okay, machine control, security trading, cash cash management, okay, order processing, material movement, payroll, accounts payable, account receivable, compensation, training and development, employee record. These are all different departments. For example, you have an finance, you have cash management, you have security trading as a TPS there. If you have manufacturing department in a company, then there is a machine control, plant scheduling, material movements, and sales and marketing. You will talk about what will be TPS at the time of sales and marketing. It will be order tracking, it will be order processing. If you talk about accounting department of your company, then what will be the TPS there? TPS will be payroll, accounts payable, accounts receivable. If you see human resource department of your company, what will be they doing? They will be talking about compensation, training of employees, and development of your employees, employee record keeping, so keep the human resources department and all. Okay, now after that, transaction process system, which happens on the low level managers, if it is in a college, it will be the teachers who take the regular decision, who actually run the things. Whatever is happening in a college, it's done by actually the teachers there. So they are low level managers, which do the low level jobs there, what is being done all the time. Okay, then on the next level, is called knowledge level, we have what's called as an office system. Now this office system is also called as
OAS, that is Office Automation System. Okay, it refers to the computer machinery and softwares used to digitally create, collect, store, manipulate, and do everything what an office has to do, like word processing, like document imaging, like electronic calendars, and these all things will come in an office automation system. Now using office automation system, we can save a lot of time, we will be very accurate, okay, less chance of committing fraud, and we control the information in a much better way, and all of these will be the characteristics of the OAS. Okay, I will stop here, and we will continue with this thing tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala. Okay then, see you next.